Welcome to the Strong Casuals podcast. My name is Ben, and this is Anthony.
Oh, that is me. I'm also here. Good to see you, Ben.
And good to see you. And Eric, the Chordmaster Supreme.
What's up?
We have lots to talk about. We'll switch between a couple things. Start off in the strong man, strong woman corner. Talk about England's Strongest Man, which is coming up on the 22nd of June, along with Britain's Strongest Woman happening simultaneously, or at least on the same weekend. Then we have some arm wrestling to talk about with East vs. West on the Challenger Series coming up this weekend. And then maybe we'll talk about Eddie Hall punching some small people.
Yeah. Just bear with us on this episode. I mean, the strongman stuff we have is so bare bones. They're all overseas.
Yeah.
We're here. We don't know nothing.
And they haven't announced
We don't have event lists.
Events yet, at least not. I mean, I looked.
I mean, we're 11 days out. You'd think they'd have something.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. But and maybe they know. I don't know. Maybe they know and we don't know. I don't know. But
I mean, I would pray to God that they know at this point. If they don't,
yeah.
Well, no, they don't. Right? A lot of strongman stuff, they'll hold out as long as they can sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. So like, I mean, it's.
You're right.
To a degree, it's helping, or it informs the athletes about what they're supposed to be training.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can just practice your 6 events instead of 15 that you don't really know.
And there's some like crossover and stuff. Like if you're going to do a carry, fine. If you're going to do a yoke, do a yoke.
Yeah, I guess right. There's
throw the log in there. And
general stuff you could do.
But sometimes there's weird things. We can talk about some of the other ones, but I say that a lot.
We can talk about weird stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But if they throw in some of the weird ones that we haven't seen for a while, like for some reason shield carry, I don't know, maybe that's a thing.
I love shield carry, and that's been not in World's Strongest Man for a while.
It's been in some smaller events, but some like OSG stuff. Mm-hmm. First of all, we have maybe tens of listeners, and so I think we need to we need to clear something up because this is England's Strongest Man and Britain's Strongest Woman. So for all of those in Freedom Land, England is within Great Britain.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
Right.
So Great Britain consists of Scotland, England, and Wales. If you include Northern Ireland, that becomes the United Kingdom.
Okay.
So Britain's Strongest Woman is coming from Wales, England, Scotland. England's Strongest Man is only coming from England, which is a subset of the island.
That makes sense. But why is it not English? Let's be honest. This isn't a geography podcast.
Somebody is going to
haven't done,
tell me that I did that wrong.
Back in our day, we didn't even do geography. It's social studies, okay? And if you didn't...
More like socialist studies.
It is now, probably.
Yeah.
I don't go to elementary school no more.
Nope.
Not anymore.
No more.
Not no more. Mm-hmm. Not in 6 years. And you don't... It's social studies is what was going on in elementary school. Really, that should have been happening in high school because there's no social issues happening in kindergarten.
Well,
I mean, there's there's subsects. What are you dressing up for playtime? Who are you sleeping next to during nap time?
Right, yep.
That's about as political as it gets. But we don't know the UK, and we don't know England, we don't know Great Britain, but Google does, and that's what you translated it to be.
Yeah.
But also, why is it England's Strongest Man and Britain's Strongest Woman? Why isn't it England's Strongest Man and England's Strongest Woman?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the
both
heck
of those
is that
things
about?
exist. Both of those things exist. They just don't, I guess, happen at different times.
Whack.
I don't know.
Whack.
But you tell them. Even though, actually, Giants Live, if you're listening to this, you're not whack. We love you.
No, Giants Live, you rule.
Keep making
you have
content
so many
for
events,
us to watch.
Though.
Which, if shameless plug for something we don't get any money for. If you want to watch these, you can stream all Giants Live events. You just have to be a member of Official Strongman, and you go on their website and you can stream anything you want.
If you Google or Bing or Mozilla Firefox,
Ask
Jevs,
yep,
Giants Live. That's all you have to type in, and it'll take you to their site. We promise.
Yeah. Or Netscape.
Yes, Netscape.
Whatever.
If you have free minutes for MSN on a CD-ROM.
Yep. Okay. So
any of these will work.
Yeah.
So that's where these events will be. England's Strongest Man and Britain's Strongest Woman will be on giantslive.com. And let's go through some of these athletes, because I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I know maybe 3.
Okay. I feel like this is like there's a reason this is strong casuals, right? So
we're casuals.
We're going to probably have to say a lot of apologies whenever we talk about the results from this, which will be in a little bit, a couple weeks. But there are multiple athletes on here that I just don't really know anything about.
Yeah.
Ben Glasscock.
Yeah.
Tom Place. Joe Oliver, John Harker, and Mitch Flowers, and William Ralph. I apologize.
We're doing this because we want to know who you are.
Right. And we're giving you time on our huge
I want people to know who you are because we want to know who you are in the end.
And I mean, they've all been competing for some amount of time.
Yeah.
To the point where they can at least do the not main, but they can do the like sort of classic strongest man events to a degree that at least makes them competitive.
We just didn't have a lot of information online about you. That's really what it comes down to.
Yep. And
we love you and we hope you do incredible, but that's what we got.
Yeah.
Is nada on you guys.
And we'll talk about you more.
Yeah. We're talking about Ben Glasscock a lot, I'll be honest. We're talking about him. You know why? Because he's a good man. He's a good man. A humble man.
Yep.
With a proud last name, and I hope he does well this weekend.
It's not this week.
In 11 days. In 11 days.
So things that we do know. We'll get into the top 4 we know what I would consider the top 5 we know things about. Top 6 we know things about. So Andrew Flynn, competing since 2021. He's been very successful in the shield carry, which maybe that'll show up. And
I hope so. Love the shield carry.
For those of you who don't follow Strongman and maybe started listening to our podcast because it's amazing.
Yeah, you just want to know about Strongman?
Yeah, so a shield carry is you just a really, really big shield that you carry on the front. So you kind of give it a big hug, and you hug it and you walk with it. There have been lots of other events like it. So the Husafeld Stone is probably the most...
Yeah, the weights vary, right? It's not a strict, like... Each stone, whatever they make for the carry is what it's going to be. I think it's just standardized for that event, probably.
Yeah, I think there's been a sort of a range. Husafeld Stone is standard. That's just because there is a Husafeld Stone in Iceland that you can go and you can lift it and you have to walk around. So it's a thing. But like shield carries, it's
I just like when I think of shield carry, I remember like early 2000s, like metrics, World's Strongest Man. I remember specifically the Africa.
Yep.
Africa events, because the Africa shield carry was in the shape of Africa, because it was like a perfect carrying, like it's perfect to carry. The shape is perfect, and it was just iconic, just an iconic event. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's a shield carry. It's in the shape of kind of a classic shield. It gets smaller on the bottom, so you can sort of hug it, and that way it sits on your biceps a little bit, like almost in the crooks of your elbows, right?
Yeah. And so it'd be obviously quite a bit more difficult if it was the opposite way, but it sort of not assists, but it makes it carryable. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe we'll see that. And then power stairs, another event that we don't see all the time, but have seen a lot in the past.
Power stairs.
So it's a set of stairs. There's usually and they're powerful. And there are sort of like box weights that have a T-bar that come up on the top of it. And then you lift the weight from step to step to step to step.
They do a lot of those events at the European event specifically. I think Europe's Strongest Man had it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Because Luke Stoltman won with... That's always like the last event, typically, for some reason.
Giants Live has brought back a lot of sort of...
Classic events.
Like the Hercules Hold, which Hercules Hold is 2 like giant...
I love that.
Columns, and they have to hold it up between the 2 of them. What was the other one that I just saw that they had brought back? Oh, like there was way back in the day, maybe early 80s. There was this sword
They've done
hold.
Different iterations, right?
Which you just hold the thing out in front of you.
Done like with a hammer as well, type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there was the Giants Live put on that like UK versus America, like Freedom Land.
Oh, that's
thing,
right. Yeah,
the nations. Like Eddie Hall did it.
Yeah.
And
That was a cool event.
So yeah, I mean, I don't like. Maybe that'll come back. But Andrew Flynn, he's been around since 2021. Or I said he's been competing since 2021. Obviously, been training before that. Jack Osborne has been around since 2020. Dude has a log lift, and I'm going to make a lot of predictions here, and I might be wrong.
Once again, these are things that have been told to us by the internet.
Well,
AI engines.
That and like these guys, the rest of these guys, I've looked in. Like we know about them because they're around and they've done things.
Well, that's what the tough part about like the people we don't know. For you, the reason you don't know them is because there's just not a lot of information out there. And so, what are we supposed to pull from? And as casuals, especially, what are we supposed to pull from?
Yeah,
it's like we don't have anything from word of mouth, and we're
social media. That's what we have.
Right, and that's the thing with strongman. It's like it relies a lot on the athlete to just get themselves out there. So this will be exciting. These events are exciting.
Yeah, I mean, so Jack Osborne has a current...
Ozzy's son.
Yes.
Jack Osborne.
That's
incredible,
all I can think about.
Actually.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how he feels about that. But...
Minus the E. It's not the same Jack Osborne. He's not Ozzy's son.
Yes. So I really hope for his sake there's a log lift in this competition. So
He's
log lift, those of you who don't know, just a giant log. You have to pull it up from the ground, basically to your chest, and then you have to push it overhead. So it's from ground to overhead. His max log lift PR is 419 pounds.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is, wow.
Insanity.
And he's, he's only been in it since 2020. I mean, in it.
Right.
And currently Iron BB has the current world record at 507 pounds. Which may be broken later this year or next year.
Iron
it's coming
BB
up.
Looks like he has the record.
Yes. he should have lots of records.
He really should.
He did a really fun. I think it was last year, World's Strongest Man. He did some funny grip content with some people.
He's a monster, but that's exciting.
He's a monster.
Jack Osborne, it could be exciting for log lift or anything.
I think he's got a good.
Once again, this is annoying that we don't know the events yet, but what are you gonna do? We'll find out.
Yeah, and someone will probably comment. Oh, actually, that'd be funny if they actually commented.
Right.
But so Ryan Bennett, been around since 2022. So he's some interesting things. His Viking press show put him at 12 reps. When the last time he did it in a show, and just to put that into perspective, so Viking press is there's two bars that come over at your shoulder height, and then you have to push them up. So you're kind of like lifting the thing, but it's on a hinge.
Now, is that like specific weight for the event, or is that like this is comparable because it's the same? Well,
the weight may
it probably
differ.
varies, right?
But with his 12 reps, it would have put him in like the top 3 of most groups.
Yeah.
Again, weight, obviously that's a big deal, but 12 reps is pretty great.
Right.
I think a better comparison, his deadlift ladder, which I think we're probably going to see more of.
Yeah, deadlift ladder is super fun, and you've seen it a lot in a lot of these recent events, a lot of these recent competitions.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's sort of become we're not gonna get into CrossFit, but I think it's sort of it may be a bit of a carryover from that because we've seen that a lot there. But these guys are doing actual weights and they're not trying to hurt themselves.
Right. Well, the quick events, it just makes sense that it would translate well.
Yeah.
You're
right.
That's the kind of. They're always doing sprint medleys in CrossFit. It's like sprint medleys with everything,
like clean melodies and like medley, not melody.
Like hang from their legs and like do sit up medleys,
climb a rope and then run with a vest on.
That's what I'm saying. It's pull a car with your teeth, save a dog from a railroad. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's wild. It's
dangerous things.
Very dangerous. His deadlift ladder, when he did it in competition, he did 660 to 793, and he did it in essentially it would have put him at Luke Stoltman's level in the group stage.
Like time wise, is it? Yeah.
So he did 4. Which so did Luke, but in World's Strongest Man, the ladder was 660 to 840. Okay. So it's within 50 pounds. The top end is within 50 pounds. But still, I mean,
so his comp was
he would have been
660 to 793.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a little later on the top end.
Still, once again, it's just you like to see stuff like that to say, hey,
yeah,
what say you? You couldn't do it here with bigger weights.
Right. And I think that we'll see more of Ryan Bennett. And
that'll be cool.
I mean, as long as, I think we'll see more of him.
We've got to.
Okay.
Come on.
Now we get into what I would say. I mean, these are what I would consider the top 4 athletes in this competition.
The people with the most accolades acquired on the internet.
Yeah. Well, we're in competition.
Yeah. I mean, these are the guys who are actually placing in comps.
They're like they've shown. Some of them haven't been in all that long, but they've proved they've laid claim to their
weight in gold.
Yeah, did you know you can buy like a square foot of land in England, and then you can become
it's like a
lord
sponsor.
Something.
Podcasts are sponsored by this, and they'll offer it with a code. And they're like, "You want to be a duke of?"
No, I want to be a lord, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? It's a lord. But if I'm a lord, I could say I'm a duke.
Sure. Yeah,
I'll do what I want. It's my square footage.
Right.
But imagine if...
I know it's 100% a gimmick, but there's a non-zero part of me that wants to buy a square foot of land so I can be lord.
It's not hard. You can do it right now.
I know, but I don't want to pay the money.
Yeah. But
maybe
imagine...
That could be our first sponsor.
You know that movie Civil War that's out right now?
I do. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either. But you know the concept?
A24.
There's... Basically, I haven't seen it either. This is what I've heard, right? It's so... Florida, California, and Texas secede. They decided they want to secede from the U.S., and it creates that civil war. Oh. So you basically... And then it's about this lady and her team of reporters who are traveling across the U.S. trying to get to some place on the East Coast where they needed to be, basically watching as America falls apart and everything that's going on.
Okay.
So imagine that happens, and we have to go over to our square foot of land because we don't want to get cannonballed in the Civil War of 2027.
Right.
So you go over there, and now everybody's just standing on their square foot of land. It just seems like not that good of a life.
I mean, it wouldn't be my first choice.
Okay.
I mean, down the road far enough.
Makes sense.
Trade would be easy, right? You just
trade would
just
be
reach
super
out
easy
next to you.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
Though, international communication would be pretty easy too.
It would be. You could. I mean, it's cheap. Dixie cups is totally doable in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, yep.
I like it.
So top 4 guys, Patty Haynes, who we have seen before. So he's been competing since 2023, and in 2023 he placed 3rd in England's Strongest Man. This dude is a machine on the power stairs. I don't know what it is that makes his specific. Maybe it's kind of his build. Maybe it's his ape index. I don't know what it is, but the dude is a machine on the power stairs.
I love Patty.
Yeah. Shield carry, he would do great if that was in there. Sandbag steeplechase, I'm guessing there'll be something like the sandbag steeplechase. I don't know. We saw it in World's Strongest Man. Again, we're hoping to get some interviews in the future, and we're hoping that some of those interviews could be with people who decide events for these strongman competitions, because
I just want to know what goes into it.
Deciding these events is a big deal, and it decides a lot for the competition. But, I mean, he's a good all-around athlete. Anything Atlas Stones wise, he's doing well. I mean, he's not Tom Stoltman or Brian Shaw, but he's doing the things.
That's
Axle
what
bar deadlift,
people to be,
Yeah. He's doing well, so I think I see him in top 4, if not top 3.
No, yeah, he has certainly potential for almost. He should do well at almost any event they give him, in theory.
Yeah, he's a good all-around athlete.
Yeah.
Kane Francis. So we saw Kane, or we've seen quite a bit of Kane. He's been in the real deal since 2022. He placed 2nd England's Strongest Man 2023 last year, and he was 4th in his group in World's Strongest Man 2024, which is a big deal because he was in any group. We'll just say that any group in World's Strongest Man is. But he's been very successful with the super yoke, a loading race. So again, I don't know what the events are, but usually there's some sort of load or carry or sandbag steeplechase. For those of you not in it, or not, that sounds not nice. For those of you who don't know, that's okay. A lot of these things just involve carrying very awkward, heavy implements over a period of over a distance. So oftentimes it's something like I don't know, 20, 40 feet, 40 being the longer end. And then you usually either have to like carry things over the distance, or like sandbag steeplechase, you got to grab sandbags and put them on a platform. If you're World's Strongest Man 2024, you just put a yoke in the middle of it and make them push it over for some reason. And then
why not?
And then so you just carry really heavy things. It's an interesting event because it relies on not only the strength to be able to carry the implement, but also how fast can you do it, the speed at which you can move.
I think those events are like super important to like the new age of strongman.
Sure.
Because that's just who's coming in. A lot of these athletes from anywhere else, whether it's from a running background or a cardio or just a bodybuilding background, just something that's for smaller frame dudes or more V'd out dudes like me, obviously super V'd out. Just it makes sense to just use your agility and your speed as opposed to your strength.
Yeah, different
strokes for different folks.
Different Pokemon for different battles.
For different trainers.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Makes sense. Kane Francis is a thick boy. He's like it says he's 6'1", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I mean,
on the shorter end of strongman.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's very short, but he's a thick boy.
But yeah, no, he's that's a lot of weight to put in a 6'1" frame.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of a 2017 Eddie Hall, which we'll get to in a minute.
Right. Yeah. He was kind of that same body type.
Obviously, I'm sure everyone's seen this, but the side by side pictures of Eddie in 2017 and now today are wild. I love the picture of his. I don't even know if or not. It might have been 2017. It was either during his max deadlift run or his win in 2017. But there's just a picture of him with like a portable fan.
Yeah,
and he's just like hugging the fan,
dude.
And he looks like you took a person and then you inflated them.
I love Eddie. He looked like Violet Beauregard from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Not blue.
Not blue, but close to explode.
I know. And it's
about to close to explosion as you possibly can get.
I mean, it's a testament to his discipline.
Yeah, and then people are like, why didn't you want to stay in strongman? And you're like, did you see the guy? He was like... It was putting his body to the absolute max.
Yeah, and he did exactly what he came in to do.
That's kind of what you got to do.
In the one in whatever the statistics are that he ever hears this, Eddie, we love you.
Yeah.
We're just saying you were a big boy.
Oh, yeah.
You're putting a lot of weight on that frame.
You don't sustain a lifestyle like that at the level he was competing. It would not.
Right.
He would have killed himself the way he was doing it.
There are guys in like the 6'8",
and I know absolutely
6'9",
nothing.
6'10".
Right.
Era. I mean, like, it's one thing for Brian Shaw to be 425, 450.
Because functionally it makes sense for their bodies.
Sure, but you're looking at somebody who's 6'1", 6'2".
Morphologically, he can't put that weight in the places that it needs to be put to, like, spread it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So...
That's at least 225.
Kane Francis, I'm hoping for good things from him.
Yeah.
I know that he will be competitive.
No, 100%.
I'm going to leave Mark for last. Luke Richardson, I think, will win this.
You think so? Who is this man? Why do I not know him?
How do you don't know Luke Richardson?
No, I thought we went to high school with him.
Yeah. I don't even know if we went to high school with any Richardsons, but...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Richard Rutledge.
So Luke Richardson, what if he listens to that? I'm just kidding. So Luke Richardson, he's been in the world since 2019, which, believe it or not, of all of these competitors, he's been in the strongman realm longer than any of them, which is wild to me. And I think it's also a testament to the like younger new wave, I guess, of people coming in.
He's certainly known,
which is amazing. I mean, we finally have official strongman, which is a much easier route into these bigger events, which did not exist prior. We could probably spend an entire podcast talking about this. I say that a lot too.
Real quick, Luke Richardson, also not the Luke Richardson who is the coach of the Chicago Blackhawks NHL team.
Good to clear that up.
Yeah.
Good to clear that up.
All you people out there, if you're a hockey, it's not Luke Richardson, the head coach for the Chicago Blackhawks.
That would be a heck of a resume, man.
Wow. That would be very impressive.
World's strongest hocky coach.
Oh, that would be a real problem.
Okay, now we need to put that on that event. World's strongest hockey coach.
Yes. But this is cool. No, I'm excited to know more about this guy.
He won England's Strongest Man 2023.
Okay.
He won Europe's Strongest Man 2020 and the official Strongman Games 2019. He has sort of, I think, he's followed the I don't know, the new route into these bigger events.
Yeah.
And done them incredibly well. And
sense, yeah.
He's got a heck of a log lift, a 375-pound PR log lift. I think while I like some of these other guys in the sandbag steeplechase or some like carry medleys, I think Luke will take it. And
is this guy tall?
He
looks tall.
I don't know how tall he is. We can look it up. But I mean, he's just a wild athlete. He's got a lot of.
Hey, Luke, are you tall?
Yes. This is Luke here. Wait, he's English. I'm not going to try to do that.
He's got to be tall.
He's 6'3".
That's tall.
Which, I mean, it's tallish.
I mean, in the sport
for these guys,
it's middle of the road for the sport, I guess.
Yeah, it's tall for me.
It's tall for casuals like us.
Yeah, it's.
If you want to know,
it's tall for normies.
We're around 5'10".
Wow, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Just gonna let people know.
I'll put it out there. I don't want nobody talking trash about my height on the internet. I don't need people to throw up a 5'8" online. We're 5'10".
Yeah, don't stop the disrespect. With a K.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean 6'3". He's 26 years old.
I hate that everybody here is younger than us.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it so much. I don't understand. Yep. They all look way older than me.
We
are 7 times the man I am. It's disgusting.
Well,
maybe, I mean, no.
Like, they're not 7 times.
In my office, I'm the man. Okay?
Yep.
But everywhere else, almost, they're more the man, probably.
It's like you gotta go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and do the cool run-ins thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So this will make you feel better, though.
Okay. What?
Because Mark Felix is still competing.
That's true. That makes me feel way less of a man. This guy is
anybody
50 times the man I'll ever be.
I love Mark Felix.
If you don't love him, get out.
This dude has been competing since 2004.
It's unbelievable.
He has had a 20-year career in the big stuff. Like, we're not talking 20-year career in like regional stuff.
No.
He's 58 years old. He competes it's amazing.
Like he's in his mid-30s.
Yeah, well, yeah. He does all the wild stuff. He usually goes in and pulls off takes some master's class wins here and there in different stuff.
Any of like the grip stuff, like what was the one we were talking about? The stone thinger.
Oh, the Hercules hold.
The Hercules hold. He always wins the Hercules hold because he'll hold it for 12 days if he has to.
I was once told that grip strength is earned.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I mean, like, there is something to say
about the old person with the grip strength.
I mean, there's something like tendon strength. I should say tendon strength is earned.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been in it for 20 years. His grip strength is insane.
I mean, you always anytime you want to maybe not all families are like this, but anytime you try to mess around and fight an uncle, like when you're in high school, you think you're for fun, but they'll just grab your wrist and you're like, oh, that's no good.
Yeah, I've never tried to fight my uncle.
Well, yeah, your family. When I say this story, if you guys knew Ben, his family's not gripping up anybody at a family get together. Okay.
No.
I mean, maybe he has an uncle that
maybe yours
has a good time, but the Lord and Savior on his side of the family is not. They're not gripping up nobody.
Well, yeah.
Unless otherwise.
Sorry, we don't have physical.
Sorry, you don't have a good time at family reunions. You have a little.
Hey, we had great times.
Have a little pop, and then just grip up your uncles.
Yep. Nope. That was not going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So just
a shitty
for fun.
get together that you guys had.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's fine. Mark Felix. He's a fun uncle.
Yep. I don't even know if he is, but
he's got
an uncle, but
he's
sure,
a grandfather probably.
Maybe, I don't know.
Come on.
Some of his PRs in 2019, he did a max deadlift of 926 pounds.
That's disgusting.
Nothing to shake a fist at. His max log lift is at 353 pounds in 2015. Yeah, we're a little bit farther away from the.
It's pretty close to mine, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm way above that.
Yeah, no big deal.
And then a max axle press of 364 pounds. In 2011. I mean, so he's pretty good at what he does. And honestly, like it's not more impressive, but the fact that he's still competing at this level and like can do things and win masters and like do it pretty consistently.
You don't ever see him in a comp. I never see him in a comp and go, he shouldn't be here anymore. He's always competing.
That's true. I like that.
He's always competing every single time. There's people where you'll see, in any sport where you're like, you'll watch one event or one game or what comp, and you're like, oh God, that was super sad to watch.
Yeah, and you're like, you need to retire.
Yeah, you don't want to see somebody get so long in the tooth that it's ruining their legacy. That's a huge thing. I think as a casual, to me, as a casual who watches something for a very long time, to watch somebody, granted, I haven't been around for Mark Felix's whole thing. We saw Mark Felix's stuff growing up, but it was flashes in the pan for me because it's not like I wasn't paying attention as a child. But when you see somebody come from a sport and then they're the king, and then they go on too long and they just start tarnishing everything that they had, and you're like, no, stop.
Yep.
Please. Mark Felix is not that guy. He is with it every single event. And when he retires, it'll be a sad day, but I don't see it yet. The man's 58 years old. It's unbelievable.
I mean, when Brian Shaw finished at, Strongest Man on Earth and gave his whole speech, I mean, I welled up a little bit.
Of course. But that is a kind of a thing where it's like even his career wasn't as long as Mark's, but it's like we got to see all of it.
Yeah.
Like all of it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like when you get to see all of it, it's really important to like you as a spectator and to what they went through. 'Cause you're like, the transformation is unbelievable to like where they are and to step away from a sport they're absolutely, especially somebody like Brian Shaw at the time, their entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mark, in props to you. We as a unbiased fan, non-unbiased, I don't know how they say it. You're not a literature teacher.
You say it how you want. No, I stick to science.
That's true. What does science say? Unbiased, I'm going with Mark Felix. I hope he wins, and I think he potentially could.
Okay. Shh. I think solid. Maybe top 3.
Yeah.
I think Luke Richardson, Kane Francis, and Patty Haynes are going to be.
These young guns. Top. Yeah.
And I say that wanting somebody in the people that we just said their name. I want somebody in there to just like show up.
We want Ben Glasscock to win.
Yes.
We want him to win. Make a name.
Yep.
On to the Britain's Strongest Woman.
All right, so Britain's Strongest Woman. Just remember a quick geography check. Britain.
The Union Jack.
Great Britain includes Scotland, England, and Wales.
The Union Jack, right? That's their 3 flags combined into one. The Union Jack is the.
Is that the thing?
I think it is.
I heard that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
God, I'm brilliant.
Yeah. Why?
Stick to science, Ben.
Gladly.
All right. I got social studies covered. Okay.
Yeah. Socialist studies. Yeah.
Now, first off, these women.
Quite a few. These women are amazing. I think I don't know if it's okay. I like to go in the opposite order. I'm going to talk about who I think my top 4 are.
Yeah.
And then we'll mention the other ones.
Real quick, the only women's event that I got to see was the Giants Live World's Strongest Nation that they did, America versus the UK, because they had both the women and the men, which was very cool. I loved that because you got to see a lot of these women. Specifically, we'll talk about them when we get there. But really, I just remember Lucy Underdown, Rebecca Roberts, and some of the American women that we did have as well. None of them are here, but Donna Moore as well, I remember, of course.
Yeah.
These women are not playing around.
No, they're
absolutely not
athletes,
playing around.
I love that this exists. I love that, not to get all emotional here, but strength sports are a place where I do feel like there's not as much judgment. I mean, you're going to get, it's the internet for some stuff.
There's always judgment.
There's always people, but
most of the time they're probably not fans.
Right. Well, or if they are, it's just like
a fair weather.
Yeah. And so strongman is a beautiful thing where it's like it brings people together. And it also like it doesn't, even if you're not competitive necessarily and you're trying, people appreciate that in part because it's like the sport is so small compared to the other things.
Right.
and by other things I mean other like professional sports.
Yeah.
That like anybody that they try to get in, they're like, oh yeah, come on, keep going. Like we want to build the sport. So rarely is there a whole lot of judgment, and it's also a place that's welcoming to anybody that wants to do this.
Yeah, that is really nice.
So Britain's Strongest Woman, Donna Moore, heck of an athlete. She has the most tenure.
She's got some accolades.
Yeah, she has. So she has the most tenure among all these athletes. She's been in it since 2013. She won UK's Strongest Man in 2021. She won World's Strongest Woman 2019. Arnold Pro Strongman 2018, World's Strongest Woman 2017, 2016, Arnold Amateur Strongman 2016, and she is a beast.
That's unbelievable.
She's, I mean, I was watching a whole bunch of her, like, a bunch of her old events.
Yeah.
Like, I
didn't even know that
it is amazing to watch
Women's Strongman was around in 2013.
Well, yeah, I mean, and she's
know?
just, like, I don't know, she seems unstoppable. She is... watching her do Atlas stones is a beautiful thing. I mean that, like, as far as the sport's concerned. Like, I mean, she is incredible at Atlas stones. She's incredible at Viking press.
That's right. I remember seeing Donna.
She is. I would be very surprised if we did not see her on the podium, because she just. And I know that, like, you know, it's been maybe a hot minute, but I think that she's still in it, and I still think she's got a podium in her future for Britain's Strongest Woman.
Yeah, no, it's.
But if you haven't, I mean, if you're a person who's not paying attention to the world's or the like strong woman side of things, you should, because they're incredible athletes.
Yeah, no, it's fun to watch. It certainly is.
And they're gonna. I mean, yeah. Andrea Thompson, she's been in it since 2016, so she's been in it a while. She's a little bit older than some of the other athletes, but she did win a Masters World's Strongest Woman in 2023. So she's, I'm not saying she's like Mark Felix only in the sense that she has had a career at the Masters level.
Do you know what is considered Masters? Do you have to be past a certain age?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you do, but like, it can't be the same across all sports. Because like master, I consider like a master like usually. Oh, I don't know if it has to be like retired. I would consider it like over 45.
I think it's older than that.
Yeah, I think 50. I really do. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I know Nick Best and Mark Felix have been in it quite a bit, and like Big Z comes out every so often and destroys it. Okay, over 40.
Okay, so it's just over 40.
But it looks like there's also divisions in some of the things that's like 40 plus, 50 plus, 60
I'm
plus.
seeing that as well. So it is completely dependent on the sport.
Well, yeah, but they're at least 40.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I mean, she's in it, but like we said before, a lot of these events you sort of benefit from
being older,
from being a little bit older.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense that Donna and Andrea, just having been in the sport longer and been around longer, are more well versed in most of these events.
Yeah. Rebecca Roberts.
This woman is strong.
She's very strong. Competing since 2017. She won World's Strongest Woman 2023, UK Strongest Woman 2023. And then she's like killing it with the Farmer's Walk, the Webster Stones. Her grip is
she a freaky
insane. And like she can just push through grip pain, which a lot of times, like things like Farmer's Walks, Webster Stones, Denny Stones, whatever that is, not only do you need to have the grip strength, but you just have to like fight through the fact that it sucks. Anybody that's carried anything that's digging into your fingers knows the like pure pain.
Are we talking like
Bobby Thompson's great at these because he can just
you ever carried like a
pain.
heavy grocery bag?
Yeah, I have.
That's brutal.
It's and we're a one-trip family, so there is. Dude. Everybody has to take a bag.
I'm not a one-trip family.
My toddler.
I want to keep my fingers, okay? I need like 7 to 8 trips.
I mean, we're an elite class of grocery shopper.
I'm a casual. I don't have grip strength like that, okay?
Well, you know, you can join the league sometime.
I need Rebecca Roberts to come carry my groceries.
That will probably not happen.
Oh, well. One can wish.
Yep, you can only hope.
You can only hope. She's a 2-time World's Strongest Woman, it says.
Yeah.
She, I know all of the women we've talked about so far were at that Giants Live event that I saw.
Yeah.
This is going to be a serious event. It's going to be a real serious event because I've not seen them compete against each other yet.
They have.
I know they have, obviously, but I have not seen it.
I mean, and I think they will do it, and including Lucy Underdown, who is like destroying stuff these days.
She's got everybody knows her, or if you know about Lucy Underdown, she has the current deadlift record for women.
Oh yeah,
and it's 701 pounds,
and she's gonna blow. I mean, she's gonna blow that away.
Oh, of course, that's like the only thing. That's like her last comp, like PR. Yeah, when they say their PR, it's always usually in comp, right?
But it has to.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, we
don't have to get into it.
we could talk about
some certain situations.
We could go back to a specific world record deadlift that may or may not have happened in a personal gym.
Yeah, one person would consider it his everything, but almost everybody else doesn't consider it that way. But that's okay.
And it's like how I just got done talking about how like open and welcoming and how nice everybody in Strong was. Like mentioned the one rift and. Well, okay, it's not the one rift, but it's one of the
There's
rifts.
Plenty of rifts. It's just, it's weird, okay?
Yeah.
If it's a PR, it should be in comp. Why? Because obviously.
Well, yeah, because you have to plan for it.
There's
you have
regulations.
To train for it. There's, right. It's way different. And again, if you talk to any of these athletes and you ask them what their gym PRs are, they're always, not always, but they're oftentimes going to be bigger than what their PR in competition is.
Right.
I mean, Mitchell Hooper said before he did max axle this year that he put up more than the world
right.
record max axle.
I
believe him.
I would assume, I honestly would assume that a lot of these guys are trying to do that in practice.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to go above and beyond. I'm assuming a lot of these people are doing plenty of world records, PRs in their own gyms.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to be able to do.
Well, and part of being an athlete is like training. So on the day,
you're just ready
when
for
you
it
have
all.
to compete, you can do it.
Yes.
And
on any given day,
right?
On any given Sunday, you should be able to do it.
Yeah. So I think Donna Moore, Andrea Thompson, Rebecca Roberts, Lucy Underdown, that our podium is within those, I believe. There are a lot of, there's some other athletes to watch. So Naomi Hadley, in it since 2023. I think if there's a carry medley or if there are Atlas stones, I think she could be competitive. Though if there are Atlas stones, Donna Moore is going to destroy it. Claire Myler, 2022. She told second at the Arnold Amateur in 2024. I think she's going to be good. I think if there's a carry, I think if there's Denny stones, Webster stones, maybe Power Stay or something like that, I think she could be competitive. There's a couple athletes that came in from her official strongman events, qualifiers, Gemma Moore and Katie Smith. Other competitors I just don't know a lot about, and I'm excited to learn about you. Nicola Bennett, Faye Pittman, and Laura Baxter. I don't know much about you.
Real quick, Nicola Bennett, 3-time Scotland's strongest woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Current strength coach, out of Scotland. So
sweet.
Let's see. Give me. So who are these? Some of these other ladies. What's the next one?
Faye Pittman.
Let's see.
Though I failed to mention Chloe Brennan. She's been competing since 2020, so she has more time than some of these other athletes, the new athletes. But she's been competing in the weight class side of OSG. Chloe Brennan, not Faye Pittman.
Okay.
But Chloe Brennan has been competing, but she's been competing in the other under 73 kg and the under 64 kg.
Okay.
So I don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah. So it's Faye Pittman. It says the U73 axle world record holder. She's a weightlifter. She comes from the world of weightlifting, sport and exercise science. She has degrees in. She's a world masters champion. So I like that kind of stuff. 'Cause it's like you want to see these people just coming from other sports, especially with a new-ish sport,
or just
like this, to come in and just bring whatever you have specifically and to see how it translates to all these other events.
Yep. Yeah, and then Laura Baxter. I mean, it's like.
Okay.
We'll learn a lot, our predictions would be much better if we knew what the events were.
Yeah, no, you can't really.
But I think that this is a great way, it's just great because there's an actual avenue for people to work from, like a division, like official strongman, qualify, get into the big events.
Right.
And when you're in the big event thing, you might, you get World's Strongest Man, invites, and next thing you know, you're Matt Rag. I mean, I don't like it's.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like you have to start somewhere. You can't just. Scotland's Laura Baxter, Scotland's strongest woman 4 times.
All right. Well, they're not messing around.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. Like with these big events, a lot of these people are just coming from they're regional scenes, and these are events that are really going to show everything. I mean, these are super important events. Giants Live is because it's so easy to access, and it's easily streamable. This is a huge.
It's produced well.
Yeah, no, I've never had a problem with any of their streams.
No, and they save them all. So I mean, like, not that again we're not sponsored by them, but if you join Official Strongman, it's linked with Giants Live, and you can watch all the old comps too.
Yeah, they have
some of their own content that they have,
their own library of events, which is very rare with a lot of stuff, to be honest.
Well, with string sports in general, it's hard to find stuff.
It's on YouTube. That's about it. 12 years later, but
yeah, it's on TV in December.
Yeah, yeah. So no, that's cool. These events are 11 days from now, so we'll talk about them in a while. But
maybe there's just some giant glaring thing that I just haven't been able to find, and it does list all the events, but I don't think it is. So
I don't think so either.
So that's exciting. It's easy accessible. Again, go on the internet to stream it if you want. Should we do a little talk a little arm wrestling?
Could spit a little wrestling.
So again, 2 of the contemporary competitions. There are others, but 2 of the contemporary ones that are at least not broadcast, but marketed in the United States more are East vs. West and King of the Table. Last episode, we talked about King of the Table. This is a product of the East vs. West banner, but it's called the Challenger Series, and it's happening in Orlando, Florida this weekend.
Yes, it is.
And we have a lot of great matchups. This card is better than King of the Table 11.
It already is better than King of the Table. It's cool that this is the first. So it's like I don't know any of the actual facts about it, but it's East vs. West is an Engen Terzi product, Core Sports World product. So, but it's the first time it's been stateside. Any sort of East vs. West anything, I believe it's the first time it's been stateside. Call my bluff. I believe maybe there's an event been over here.
No, it is the first time.
I think it is, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I thought the actual first American event is coming up. The actual East vs. West.
Well, and then the first Giants Live event is happening in the United States this year too.
Oh, is it?
Or
really?
The first United States Giants Live event is happening.
Oh yeah, that's rad. So this is huge because all this stuff coming stateside. It's so important for arm wrestling to just get out to people here more so than it is overseas already.
Right.
So this is a huge event, and there's proper names.
Right.
Actual proper names. So let's go through just some of the events, some of the people that we know at least.
Well, I mean, Matt Mask is coming back, or not coming back. Matt Mask is coming.
What? He's coming?
Matt Mask is
Don't talk about Matt Mask coming like that.
Matt Mask is competing.
It's insane.
Matt Mask, the man of the coolest hands on earth. No,
the crookediest hands on earth.
Yeah, but they're amazing. They're the epitome of like.
That should be arm wrestling logo.
That's that rice bucket training man. Well, you could buy shirts with his hands on.
Yeah, I mean that should be the whole logo for everything.
I think it should be
the hand in the air. It's like Matt Mask's return. We'll be facing. I think this is the main event. This is actually the actual main event versus Ben Grundy.
Brad Grundy.
I apologize. Yeah. Brad's a monster too, and you see Brad in a lot of events. I don't know a lot of his stats per se. I'm sure he's younger than I am, and it's
everybody is
just like besides Matt Mask, but Matt Mask is a whole lot of horsepower. I don't know if
I love watching Matt Mask. I love going back and
Matt
just
Mask
watching.
Is one of those people you need in the sport.
Yeah. No, he is. I love going back and just watching old WAL content with Matt Mask. I mean, he was just a beast.
If I tell people to watch arm wrestling, it's like you want it to, I don't tell them to watch a Devin Larratt match because you don't get to see a lot of arm wrestling in a Devin Larratt match. I tell them to go watch a Matt Mask match because he's given everything you want from Devin Larratt, but in just a much more compressed package, and it's a lot more faster paced of a match typically.
Well, even better, watch the WAL Matt Mask versus Devin Larratt.
Yeah, you could do that too.
I don't know. They both have a lot of personality. I love watching them compete. Matt Mask sweats about 4 gallons.
But I'm saying he's so hyperactive in the time that he's there, and it's not as pulled out as Devin's matches are.
Sure,
it's so much more compressed and crazy horse, just absolute maniac on the table.
I know.
He doesn't. He slams his hand into the table more than any I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, this is again, bring the WAL back. I'll watch it. I'll pay for it. I'll go to the events.
I'm very excited to see what the stage setup looks like for this event.
Yeah, I mean, I
want to know if it's a typical East versus West. I mean, I get it. It's a little more professional looking.
12 people there.
You have the 2 bleachers of incels, a full 48 incels just right behind the table.
Yep.
God knows how they got there. God knows.
They probably don't even know what's going on.
These tickets are probably handed out on the street. Let's be honest.
Maybe.
For free. Because they're not filling all the seats. So it's got to be something like that. Please give me a ticket.
Yeah, and get flies to Dubai.
Yeah, and they have their respective corners and chairs. WAL had the environment. I want a crowd. It's a pit fight, okay?
Yeah.
Full crowd, a circle, and that's how it should be. There's no more excitement than WAL matches.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs to go back and watch anything on WAL. Doesn't matter what match it is. Just watch the fans and the atmosphere and the excitement in the room. Then watch what's going on at East versus West. It's not the same.
No. And I mean, the reffing wasn't perfect, but it was way better than the whatever's going on at King of the Table at East versus West.
The atmosphere for those older events was just, it's palpable.
People were screaming and yelling, and it wasn't just Jody.
No, straddling the fence post. Yep. I mean, it's just incredible stuff. So East versus West, I hope they bring that kind of setup. So I think it's probably going to be more official, but it's who knows? They don't have, it's Travis Bagent and Derek Smith are the commentators, which is very exciting. It doesn't say anything about Neil being there, so I'm not sure exactly. Neil's at everything, so I would assume he'd be there.
Neil is at everything.
But it's, who knows?
I hope Neil's there.
I hope so, too.
I hope the Australian arm wrestler is not.
Yeah, his name's not here, and let's hope it stays that way. Actually, and Matt Mask.
We don't mean to start any sort of... Actually, no, let's do it.
Well, the Australian arm wrestler, it's fine. Your voice is truly insane, and I can't handle it for a 3-hour event. I'll just put it that way.
Okay,
I just can't handle it.
That's the nicest.
That's as confrontational as I'm gonna get for that situation.
Yep.
Matt Mask has 2 matches this evening, so he has his left-handed main event with Brad, and then he's also pulling Brock. I apologize, I don't know who you are, Brock. His last name is Brock.
Wait, Brad is right-handed.
Oh, so the right-handed main event, left-handed.
Yeah, so
Brock.
Brad is right-handed, left-handed is.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, he can do it. Those Canadians, man, will do anything.
He's got energy for it.
They're machines.
Yeah, he's got energy for it. So that'll be exciting.
I love that Travis is back in it.
Yeah.
I love his commentary. I love the things that he has to say. I love that. It's going to be great. Auden Larratt. So this is the progeny of the one Devin Larratt, is going up against James English, not Johnny English, James English, the old Jimmy English, and he is coming from the world of bodybuilding. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, Auden Larratt is a beast. He's being trained by the man himself.
He's a child of Zeus, so it's
right. He's a demigod.
He really is. I mean, son of Hera. So it's I assume they train right next to the kitchen. Okay,
yeah, the gym's there. The gym is their house.
Yeah, so it's they're training every day, and it's it doesn't seem like Auden wants to do absolutely. His mind is so singularly focused. I just don't think there's anything that's going to stop him. James English, I think, could potentially have a great arm wrestling career, and I think this match is going to be. I think it could be humbling. I think it'll be humbling for either, in either situation.
Yeah.
I think Auden thinks he's as good as he is. I'll put it that way. I think he is that good. I think they're saying he's heavier than Devin is, his father at this point. He's like,
that's wild.
He's in the 200s, they said. No, from what they're saying, it is. It's a fact, which is wild. Yeah, like I said, Devin said he's lighter than he's ever been since he was 18 years old. I think he said he was under 200.
Wow.
That's insane. Said he was 220 after like his first couple of tournaments, amateur 18, he was under 200, and then after that he was 220. And
wait, so you're saying he's heavier than Devin won at his age?
He's heavier than Devin is right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is unbelievable to think about.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane.
I don't know if okay.
It is I've seen Auden. He's thick. Maybe it is the healthiest looking thick. Maybe not, but he's there.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with an unhealthy thick.
It doesn't matter.
That's how I live my life.
I literally, this is the strong casuals. It should be the healthy thick casuals, okay? Because that's us.
Actually, the like the brand kind of fit, kind of fat.
Yeah.
Which, please,
Big Dog?
please sponsor us. I would wear kind of fit, kind of fat every day.
And Big Dog.
And Big Dog.
If
you're familiar with the Johnson Creek Strip Mall,
if you still have the IP Big Dog, get a hold of us.
Absolutely,
because that's gold.
Yeah. So Big Dog tops, kind of fit, kind of fat bottoms. We'll be all right. But it's kind of like that's how I live my life.
No, it really is. I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about it. I just eat what I want until my body falls apart, and then you tell yourself to bounce back. And then you get healthy.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, from what I read on the internet, I just need like 2 or 3 cycles of a sugar, water, cayenne pepper thing, and then I'll go the way of that one guitarist that did that and almost died.
But no, Auden Lair, that's what I'm saying. He's thick. James English possibly could be in for a rude awakening.
Well, and we've seen there's a lot of talk about crossover between sports, and so English is coming in from bodybuilding. Leonidas came in from
could it be a Leonidas Arcona situation? Who knows? Would it be cool for the sport?
Somewhat unrelated, but the Brian Shaw might be coming into things. So
I think just arm wrestling right now is getting the heat that it deserves. And I think it's only getting better.
And I think this will be huge. Getting something on like freedom soil, is going to be a thing.
Touching down on Jesus dirt is exactly what East First West needs.
Yeah, I think that's what Engen said.
But so I believe that's the. I don't know if it's the co-main. I think there's like 2 co-mains because then the other
Merritt and Falgren.
No, Martin. I'm saying Travis Page. We haven't. Travis Page and Derek Smith are the other main.
Yeah.
So Derek Smith, a staple in arm wrestling. He's been around forever. One of the huge American advocates. One of the very, very, very few actual arm wrestlers that is active in the arm wrestling subreddit. You will see EvW Derek, and he's in there, and he's given
Monster's in there too.
He is.
And Monster's wife.
Very subtly, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he's in there.
I've never seen him.
Monster's wife is in there too.
Is she?
Yeah. I can't think of her name right now. Sorry.
Mrs. Monster, we apologize.
Miss Monster.
But Derek Smith, good dude in the community, facing Travis Bagent, the return of Travis Bagent. Left-handed best of 5.
I'm happy that Travis is back.
Yeah.
If you listen to which you should go and listen to our episode of me sort of kind of trying to explain arm wrestling to Eric. We talked about Arm Wars a little bit, and Bagent was a part of Arm Wars. Mm-hmm. And he's got a personality. He's great. I love
actually, I wanted to clear this up. When you said Arm Wars, what did you mean by Arm Wars? The TV show or the event Arm Wars? So there was a TV show on AMC called Game of Arms.
Oh.
That's what it was called. So because when I was listening to that episode, I wanted to clear that up. So the show... Game of Arms was the TV show, and I was obsessed with that TV show.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I really started to get into, which is crazy way to get into it. But yeah, it's like, it was almost a partially scripted It was very obviously partially scripted because situations were like you could tell were like set up to these things. There was like they kind of had like side plots about like one of their teammates would have alcoholism. Like the one dude Kenny would like he was pounding beers every time he was on screen. You're like, why is this guy just fucking pounding beers? He's like,
we should do.
We should do an episode on Game of Arms. That show is insanity. It's free on Tubi also, if you ever wanted to go back and watch it. It's all free on the free app Tubi.
Amazing.
Or Pluto TV. Check. It's on one of the two. But yeah, that show was insane. I mean, like, so they would throw in like dramatic plots to like keep people interested in the show, but really, Travis Bagent was the show.
Yeah.
But you did.
Wasn't there an MMA version of that kind of where there were like teams that had to fight each other?
I don't know. Not like that. They have an actual reality show called Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, maybe that's
in a house, like where they actually. That's an actual competitive show.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. That should be a thing for arm wrestling. That would be cool. But Game of Arms was, a more dramatized thing, like kind of like bringing like cities had underground teams that were training together. But you did get to see characters from the show, like characters from proper arm wrestling, like Cobra Rhodes was in that.
Which I think Cobra is supposed to be at this event.
Is he really?
I saw there was some sort of banner.
I think I saw what you
by Engen that showed he was going to be there.
Yeah, Cobra Rhodes been in the game forever. Also, the other older guy and his son were in that show. The really old guy, bald guy, mustache. You know who I'm talking about? His son and him. Fisher.
Yeah.
Something Fisher.
We
need to find.
Devin was in it too. Wasn't he?
No,
maybe he wasn't.
No, Devin was not in it because it was an American. It was an American show. They had like one team, I think, of possibly Canadians, but Devin was not.
But Devin was competing in Arm Wars.
Yes. So then Arm Wars is just another like event that they had
Neil
online.
Pickup's deal.
Yeah, that is what half of what you said was real. Arm Wars is Neil Pickup's organization that he has, and so that was Devin and like one of the last. It's all right. Yeah,
it's strong casuals, not strong experts.
Well, yeah.
One day we'll be.
Yeah, eventually, 40 years from now, we can change it to strong experts. But that's
Jesus.
Masters Division strong experts.
I'm hoping to still be around in 40 years.
I know. Hopefully, we're in the metaverse on just our brain stems are just like plugged in, and we don't really have to do that much. Yep. We won't even need cords at that point.
Well,
and then
Eric, how do you feel about that?
I don't know if I want to get rid of Eric like that.
I mean.
Basically, Eric's brainstem is a cord, so theoretically, he's like living the all time, as a cord, a brain cord. Brain cords fucking rule, man. That's all I gotta say. But that's what I'm hoping.
I don't want to live in a world without cords. Hopefully, I'm gone by then.
Cordmaster Supreme, man.
I'm just saying, if I had a fucking dollar for every time I tripped over a cord and it's ruined my day.
How much money would you have?
$11 to $12.
Okay.
And that's not too bad.
Those 12 days were just terrible.
Whew, those are not good.
All right.
Yeah, Cody Merritt and what's this Falgren's guy's name? These are some other notable matches on the upcoming card.
Yeah.
Cody Merritt, another staple in the sport. He doesn't get enough like TV time, or really nobody knows about him. But he's like in his 50s. But anything I've ever heard of, like, on a podcast or anything, he just, like, seems like a really good dude and a super good dude for the community. I don't know a lot about him. I don't think I've ever even seen him pull, but I've, like, heard his name for some reason.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I'm just, the second I saw that I was going to get to watch Travis and Matt again.
That's all you need.
It's kind of all I got excited about.
All you guys need to know is watch this Challenger Series. I believe it's on thechallengerseries.com. It's not on Core Sports. It is on the
Oh, no.
Yeah. Sorry. Go to thechallengerseries.com. I believe it's a $15 pay-per-view.
What will we do?
And it has like 3 times the amount of matches as the last King of the Table did. So if you want to see some actual proper, some good, hopefully, that's the exciting thing. I want to see these American refs.
Yeah.
I want to see like what's going on over here.
I wonder who's going to ref it.
We could be dog shits as well. You know, we could just be
never.
Yeah. What if we flew the same dudes over?
I would try to get my money back somehow.
No, that will truly. Yeah, there's just a foreign.
Hopefully, there's
dude.
no WAF refs.
There's some
Or if they are, get the good ones. I mean,
I know. There's some people from
Mr. Wood
from the East. I hope it's Bart Wood. That would literally make the event flawless almost.
Yeah, dude.
Devin Lear is the special guest.
Didn't he co-ref with his wife too?
I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know what Bart's doing these days, but I hope he's still reffing because he's almost everything.
Yeah, dude. Bring the WL back. All right.
Check out East vs. West Challenger Series.
Yep.
It's gonna rule. It's some proper good arm wrestling. It's this weekend, the 15th.
All right. So as our send off, I want your thoughts on Eddie Hall boxing two lightweight individuals in the UFC.
So it's not the UFC. Let's clear that up. Not the UFC. For just somebody on the wall. You see the viral video. It's 2v1. So Eddie Hall, former strongman, right? This is the whole thing. It's like people are. Let's be honest. YouTube content creators in general. If you're a person on the street kind of content creator, you go outside to create content. Most of the time, they're shitheads. Most of the time.
Fair enough.
I don't...
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And I don't know, I didn't create the content. I'm not the one who made that stuff go on. But a lot of the time, that's what it is. And that's what everybody sees, sadly.
Yeah.
And so somebody like Eddie Hall he's not doing shithead content. He's doing fun content. But he's also... People will say... Oh, it's besmirching the name of strongman, all this stuff. Like it's not good to put your name out there. Everybody knows who you are, and you're doing weird content, questionable content to somebody else. I think he's doing stuff that's fun to him, and he's a content creator now.
Yeah.
That's what he does. This is what pays his bills. He still has a son. His son has a YouTube channel. Doing strongman stuff and doing weightlifting.
Kids now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has 2 kids. I believe another one on the way.
Yeah,
just popping them out nonstop now. Yeah. But congratulations to the Halls. I mean, and I think last year in 2023, Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw, Martin Ford, actor, bodybuilder, just overall monster of a human being. And
tattoo fiend,
absolute specimen. Down, if he's just in his budgie smugglers, he's just, looking like the thickest piece of cake you've ever seen.
Yep.
Mitchell Hooper,
almost as good as me,
almost as good as us, not as thick healthy as us, but so those 3 and Mitchell Hooper were going to have an MMA match. They were going to I think Martin Ford was going to face Brian Shaw.
I didn't even know this.
Mitchell Hooper was going to face Eddie Hall.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So this was like some event that, some organization reached out to them overseas, and they were all training for like 6 or 7 months to do this.
Okay.
And so they put in all this time. Brian was doing all this content. That's why Eddie was doing all his MMA content, all his training stuff with Tom Aspinall, current UFC fighter, stuff like that. Also, if you've ever seen Eddie Hall's content with Tom Aspinall, Beast Farm sponsors Tom Aspinall, who is a UFC, going to be UFC champion, in my opinion. So he sponsors Tom, so he got some training tips and a bunch of help for that coming MMA fight.
Yep.
And then basically the organization pulls out and gives them no money. They were supposed to get close to 6 to 7 figures.
Whew.
Life-changing money for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
And the organization pulls out.
That's terrible.
And so they were just left like, okay, not any real answers, basically. From what it sounds like, I don't know if they didn't get the money that they had planned on trying to get for the event, the actual org.
Right, yeah.
Their sponsors pulled out or something, who knows?
Right.
But they didn't really give them anything, and they just kind of wiped their hands of it, and they couldn't do anything about it. And so they're like, well, what the heck? Like, what are we supposed to do? And so then they had to just instantly pivot. They're like, well, they put almost a year of work into all of this.
Right,
so Eddie's kind of just like, what am I supposed to do? And so he was kind of reaching out to different organizations, and it was the World Freak Fighting League. Yeah. It is what reached out to them. That's what it's called. That's the organization. It's insane. The World Freak Fighting League. And they based this whole event around, they titled the event The Hunt for the Beast. And it was these 2 guys who basically just started talking to 2 MMA fighter brothers who, tiny dudes, they're like 5'9", 5'8".
Very small.
Probably smaller. I'm going to be honest, because they were shorter than Eddie, and Eddie's only like 6'1", 6'2". So I think they're probably 5'5", 5'6". And so they were talking shit to Eddie online. Eddie talked some stuff back, and then basically I think the Federation got in contact with all of them and organized this. And so Eddie does the fight. and Eddie, during all this stuff that was going on, the UFC Apex Center, or there's multiple. There's one in England, I believe. So they have like those punching machines that like records punching power.
Yeah.
And Eddie he broke the record on the punching power machine. So it's like, and Eddie was learning from proper people how to punch and how to do these things. He's not going to go win in the UFC, but it's like, okay, he can fight a couple of tiny men who have fought some amateur fights.
Right. Yeah.
And so yeah, it was round 3, I guess. I didn't see the fight. It was 3 2-minute rounds, I believe. And they just got it was the third round. And yeah, and Eddie just, picked up the one dude, slammed him.
Yep.
And then his brother tries to fight Eddie, and then the brother who got slammed stands up, and Eddie just one punch knocks him out, and the fight's over. And you're like, well, that was pretty much on paper what was probably going to happen. But he does this, so it's like now he has actual eyes on him. This video went viral instantaneously.
Right.
And now he can get like in contact with proper organizations and people who will pay him proper money to do some,
Sure.
That's huge for him. So it's like, and that's all he wants. And I'm sure you've seen he's getting like movie roles and stuff, and he's been in a few things so far. So it's like good on him. I mean, he'll go to, and he does. I love 99% of all of his content. It's hilarious to me because it's at this point it's just
87.4%.
Yeah, and that's fine. But it's like he's doing it for me.
He's said that before multiple times. So it's I'm doing this for Anthony.
Yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like he's doing it for us, the people who are like, just satiate me, with a giant man doing preposterous things.
Yeah,
and it works.
I mean, he's an entertainer.
He is incredibly entertaining, and it's like some of the stuff. It's like not everything lands. But that's just how life works. You cannot win every time. Even in a curated video that's trying to be funny, you can't land every joke. That would be insanity.
Right. Yeah.
We'd all be Mr. Beast, but we're just not. And so I don't know. I'm happy for him. I think for a strong man, this is exciting. And I don't know if you even know this. So after that happened, after his fight, he reached out to Mariusz Pudzianowski.
Oh, I do know this. Yeah, I saw this. Who
is former world's strongest man.
Oh, yeah, 5-time
world's strongest man, winningest world's strongest man of all time, has been fighting MMA for the last 10 to 15 years.
Dude, I know.
Not on a super, super professional level, but he's been doing it for 10 to 15 years on a pro regional level. And, he's not fighting every year, I'd imagine, but the fact that he's all, from the sounds of it, it's already agreed upon, and it's absolutely 100% happening. Yeah, and dude. I am in.
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, I
would, yeah, absolutely. Yes. I'm excited for that. I just want to see, like, Pudzianowski again.
I know, really. A lot of us are coming up like, hell yeah, Pudzianowski's coming out again. Like, I like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, he was in our formative years.
Yeah, so
excellent. Yeah, I agree with your assessment.
Yeah, you it's with anybody. Wait, there's people that you can go in loving, and they'll post a video that's just not your cup.
Pass. Just pass.
Just pass.
You can always pass.
There's millions and billions of videos.
Yeah.
And somebody's gonna make you feel good eventually. Yeah. And hopefully it's us.
Words to live by, man.
Hopefully it's us.
Hopefully it's us. Well, that yeah. Any parting words?
No, I think that was good. We'll be back in a week or so to follow up on some of this stuff. I think everybody just watch East vs. West Challenger Series.
Yep.
It's going to be a very exciting event.
Maybe we'll get maybe not next week, but we'll get a show in or a record in soon.
We'll get something in.
I mean, it's a shameless plug. Follow us on Instagram. We have a Facebook because we're old.
Follow us on pretty much all the socials.
Check out,
aka the 2.
You can find this podcast on anywhere you find podcasts.
Any of the platforms, the iTunes, the podcast and algorithms.
Maybe you have somebody in your life who you think would enjoy this podcast.
Yeah, give it a listen.
All right. Well, thanks, and as they say,
grip it up, grip it up, rip it up, tear it up. Love you.